You don't even know how it breaks my heart to turn off Eternal Flame. That brings me right back to the 80s.
I love the 80s.
And there's a lot of great stories that go along with the 80s.
They're the best.
They were good.
And I was like sitting here singing away, and you're like, oh, by the way, the mics are on. I was like, shut up.
They were on. People could hear you.
Fantastic.
You might even get a contract after that.
Yeah, for lip syncing. Got it. No worries. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me. This is Jessica G with the O Factor, and wow, what a week.
Before you even start, I have to tell you, this has been one organizing week for me. I've been on an organizing binge. I went through my kitchen and cleaned out some cabinets. Just all kinds. I've been organizing everything. As a matter of fact, I've been organizing things to the point where I get mad when people put something out of place. I run over them, I'm like, what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah, that happens.
It's starting to become like a obsession.
I have a question for you.
Please.
Before and after photos?
What?
Before and after photos? Huh? What? I was supposed
my
to do
dog
that?
ate my camera.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer. I love it when people take before and after photos, not just because I like to watch what they do. Okay, that's kind of creepy and stalkerish, but for their own motivation too. It's like, wow, look at that. You can really see the difference when you take those before and after photos. Just be careful where you post them. Facebook is probably not the place. All right, so do you remember what we're talking about this week?
Yes, we were talking about the new movie coming out at Christmas, Charlie Brown's First Christmas Volume 2.
Wrong.
What?
No. I'm not a big Charlie Brown fan. I guess that makes me anti-American.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But today, we're talking about organizing your desk, which is the place of all places where we do most of our work. And believe it or not, it is the number one reason why most people call in an organizer.
The number one?
Mm-hmm. Because their office space and their desk space is so out of control that it starts affecting their work.
That has happened to me.
Mm-hmm. That's the first thing you brought me into when we started working together. It's like, I got to get my desk straight. I got to get my desk organized. And you took care of that in, what, a day, 2 days?
Yeah, I'd say maybe a half hour.
Yeah. And then after that, it's just been, now you're tackling the whole house.
Did I tell you Hoarders is coming out and doing an episode at our house? No, they're not really.
What a boring episode that's going to
yeah,
be.
no kidding.
So last week I asked everyone to send me pictures of your desk, and I didn't get ones that I can actually show today, unfortunately.
Was there a lot of nudity?
No, just quality-wise, it wasn't quite up to snuff.
Wow.
But what I would like for you to do is, if you're at your desk right now, or if you're at your house and which you use as your desk, go ahead and snap a picture and text or send a picture message to me. And I'm going to give you my direct cell phone number because I want to see, I'm anxious. I want to see pictures of what you're working on. Send that to, okay, everybody write this down. My cell phone number, 318-715-3221. This is probably one of the few times I'll actually give it out.
We got a question from somebody out there that wants to know. This is from Dave Malton. He says, do I need help if I've had an empty top ramen package on my desk for a week?
Yes.
Do I need help?
Yes, but not for organizing. But I can hook you up with a great counselor.
You need more or less mental help there?
No. Everybody, we all have our secret stashes in our office and on our desk, which brings the very first thing I want to talk about is, what are the things on your desk? What are the most common things that people have on their desk?
That can tell a lot about a person.
It can. So let's
Let me remove a few of these things. Hold on.
The most common thing everybody's going to say right after that is, of course, I have work on my desk. Okay, that's a given. And then on top of that, then I have your tools, your stapler, your pens, your pencils, your whatever, your little organizers that are overflowing because you don't actually use them, those little file sorter things.
And, of course, everybody has a neat desk scanner.
If not, they will soon.
Right.
Because it is the number one product of Jessica Picks. The number one.
Jessica Picks.
That's right. But the other thing that people have on their desk that takes up space and actually detracts from their work, personal items.
Bobbleheads.
Motivational. You know how they used to even have those little
pictures
sand
of me.
boxes?
Pictures of me. A lot of people
totally
have those.
distracts me whenever I try to work.
See?
Seriously.
It works.
My mind goes off and all the things that we need to do is organizing wise.
You're digging.
I am. Going back to my sandbox. You know how they used to have those Zen things, that little flower rock gardens? And
of course.
Yeah. Why do you need that on your desk?
To be feng shui.
No.
And I'm all about the energy from the old Chinese ways.
Okay. that's not the place for your desk. You need to create a separate space for your. I'm not saying that you don't need to like compose yourself and get yourself organized mentally in order to do work, but having that kind of stuff on your desk actually detracts from your being productive. And not only that, it takes up space that you need for organizing and keeping on top of things.
Well, I did learn something about organizing this week. I learned when people say they're feng shui. The reason that helps is you have fire on one side, water on the other. Mm-hmm. When you get too much paperwork on the desk and it catches on fire, you got to have the water there to throw it to get it put out.
All right, that's
right?
I can support that.
See that?
I can absolutely get
common sense.
Or just keep a fire extinguisher under your desk. And then you don't need either one on your desk.
Apparently, I forgot about that.
All right, so everybody, if you're listening, I want to see pictures of your desk. I'm going to give out my phone number once again. It's 318-715-3221. I want to see...
Somebody wants to know who to send it to. Let me type that out.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
It's 318-715-3221. That is my personal cell phone number.
All right, let's see some messy desks.
I want to see the messier the better. We'll have a prize at the end of the night. Whoever gets the messiest desk. Messy desk.
Don't jump up on your desk and take a crap on it or something. That does not. That's going to disqualify you.
No. I mean, like legitimate. Like, don't go in there.
Oh, can't text.
What?
Use Google.
Can you post it on Facebook?
Don't you have Google Voice? Use Google Text. Come on.
Well, Google Text, you can't send the picture video.
Oh, you see. Well,
I know there are limitations.
It's hurting me.
Post it on Facebook. Let us know if you post it on Facebook, and I'll get Joe to open up a separate screen. He's only got 4 of them up here.
They emailed it to me.
Oh, even better. Pull it up.
I don't have... My iPad's in the house.
Oh, Joe, we got to work on you.
I'm not organized enough to do that right now.
All right. Well, don't give up. Send it. Can you try to send it to the... Can you get your Facebook?
Can you get your email?
Can we get...
Yeah, post it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or just give me a private message to Facebook and I'll pull it up. Send it to my Joe, to my personal account, Joe Carrero. And I'll look at my Facebook right now.
Yep. We want to see those messy desks.
All right. This is going to be a doozy, I have a feeling.
I want to see winner right off the bat. That'll be cool. All right, so I want to see all the
things
that
let's see my likes.
Have on your desk. I see that. O factor.
The O factor. I told someone about the show the other day, and they're like, is that legal? I'm like, what are you talking about? The O factor? I'm like, yes.
Wrong kind of O.
Wrong O.
It's a different show. All right, so with any kind of organizing your desk, the number one issue is going to be paper. Paper. I mean, we've talked about the scanner. We've talked about what do you do after you scan it? You shred it. Why keep it? But, I mean, it is the primary issue that people have in their home office. It's why we get called out as home organizers and office organizers. It is the number one reason people seek organizers, just because they just don't know how to manage all their paper. And I recall the very first show that we had, there was a lady who called in or sent a message in and that said, my mom's house has so much paper and I don't know what to do with all of it. So really there's 3 types of paper. The first type is that you have your action paper. These are the things that you got to do right away. These are your bills, forms that need to be completed at the office, anything that needs to be handled right away. So that's your first type. You have your action papers. Then you have your reference papers. Those are things like phone number list or addresses or takeout menus.
Or bids. Or...
things that you're going to use, you're going to go back. You're giggling. I'm scared. These are things that you're going to go back and reference later. Maybe even things like the most common thing is addresses, phone numbers, takeout menus, those types of things. If you're working if you have an office, price list for different things, whether it be your price list of your products or whether the products that you buy most often. Then also in that you have in your reference papers, you also have your archives, which are your old things that you don't actually use on a regular basis, but you need to hang on to them in case you need to refer back to them. Those are things like old tax records, real estate documents. And did you know that the IRS, a lot of people think that, well, I only need to keep it for 7 years, and then we can track it.
7 years?
7 years. The IRS says that they can actually go back in any time and ask for documentation to prove it, but most commonly they only go back 7 years. Now, I am not a CPA, so don't take my word on it. I suggest that if you're wondering whether or not it's okay to shred your 1991 tax return, or I actually, just recently I went through, when I first got my Neat Desk scanner, I went through and scanned all my old tax returns from the very first job I had at Taco Bell. It was kind of depressing.
That was a long time ago.
Yep. Hey, now, what are you saying? I take offense to that. But actually, you only need them for about 7 years. I met with an attorney earlier today, and they said that they keep their legal documents on file there at the attorney's office for 5 years. So if you have a question as to whether or not it's something that you need to keep, call the professionals that know. A lot of times that you can ask the receptionist or whoever answers the phone, hey, look, I have these documents. They're X amount of years old. Are they safe to get rid of? And they can get you the right answer. So don't be afraid to ask. And what do we do with old records? Scan, shred. There's really no sense in keeping them. Do you know a lot of businesses out there pay lots of money to store old files?
On microfiche.
No, like in storage units, like where you would keep your old furniture from the very first college.
Why would people want to do that?
They do. There's a lot of businesses out there that do that. They pay companies, and they put them in bankers' boxes, and they put them in these storage sheds. And, I'm sure they're climate controlled so that they don't have to worry about them getting rained on and everything. But they do. They spend a lot of money storing those files. And so the question is, is that really the highest and best use of your money? Do you want to put them in a storage unit and pay good money for them to sit there in banker boxes collecting dust? Or is it something that you can let go? So keep that in mind. 7 years for taxes. If you question my authority, whether or not I know what I'm talking about, make sure you check with your CPA or your legal professional. So again, the 3 main types of paper, we have your action papers. Those are your bills and forms. You want to put those in the most obvious place on your desk so that you see them every time that you sit down to work. So it is an instant reminder, like, I have things in the action file that I need to get on right away. Then the next thing you have is your reference papers, your phone list, your insurance paperwork, those types of things. And what's really great, the best way to organize those I have found is ring binders. So say, for example, my favorite, takeout menus. Everybody has to, where's that pizza delivery? What's the number? Nobody remembers it.
That's why you keep the box on your desk.
Keep the whole pizza box under your desk? Okay, great. If I can give you a name of a great pest control guy if you do that.
By the way, that was a woman named Sharon. She said she's a personal organizer, and she said she keeps the paperwork and the digital scans for double redundancy for 10 years.
Okay. And if that system works for you...
And we appreciate that information.
And then if that system works for you, then fantastic. And I will never suggest anything that doesn't work for you. This whole thing about getting organized is coming up with a system that works for you.
And if you have 5 clients, that might work. 10 years of double redundancy, that's a lot of paper there.
And I can honestly see the pros and cons of both sides. So having the paper files, obviously you have several issues to deal with. It's the storage. It's the sending people out there to go pull them out of storage. It's the making sure you have a good filing system. Even if you have them in boxes, you have to have those boxes labeled so that you can know what's inside of them and where they're stored at so that you can find them quickly. Otherwise, you're going through 50 boxes trying to find one piece of paper.
Anti-mice measures.
Yeah, so there's
mice love old paper.
So there's a lot of cons to keeping the actual paper files, but also, let's face it, digital files aren't exactly foolproof either. You can scan them and put them on your server, and what happens if your server crashes?
You possibly could lose your stuff.
Right, and so there's lots. We've talked before about having things backed up on different.
I know a guy named Dave who has 3 computers. One backs up the other one, but he's nervous about the backup of the one, so he has another one that backs up the second one in case the first one goes down. He's now thinking about taking a laptop to back up the third one in case the first one fails and the second one fails, then the third one goes out on him. He'll have it on the laptop.
Well, you know what, and I would, quite honestly, I would be afraid because you know where his biggest mistake is in all of this?
The plastic on his sofas?
That's a big mistake, but that's a whole different show. But the biggest mistake is he's counting on himself to back those files up, to store those files, and to maintain the storage of those files in those systems. If you have an online storage company, and I would highly recommend to go and do your research on it. There's some out there that are not well maintained. I would always suggest that you find something that's encrypted. There is a company that I just stumbled across that absolutely blew me out of the water. It's from the GoDaddy company, and it's a sub company called Workspace. They have cloud service that is encrypted, and hang on to your shorts now, $3 a month.
Wow.
For 100 megs.
That's unbelievable.
Right. So, I mean, it has all the great features. You can go online and access the files. So, if you're out and about and you need to go pull that file, you can access it from your phone, from your iPad, from your laptop.
By the way, I told a lot of people at the chamber meeting about your shredding party you're having.
I know. I can't wait for that. I'm very excited about that.
You need to let people know about that.
Oh, I didn't do that?
No, you did. I just had several calls during the week, and then I talked about it at the chamber. So
fantastic. Well, actually, for those of you who are listening and aren't familiar or didn't get to hear last week's show, I am scheduling a Shred Fest.
Shred Fest 2012.
2013.
What?
2013. I know it's coming soon.
Oh my God.
I know. It'll be in January. Perfect time after the end of the year. Go through your files, get rid of some of the older files, and bring them out. I'm trying to have the fabulous Joe come and provide.
Oh, I'll be shredding. I'll be shredding. All right.
Make a guest appearance and be our special guest for the day. But we want to. I want to have 3. I want to have one in Mesa. I want to have one in Tempe, and I want to have one in Scottsdale. So I'm in the process of scoping out locations. I do have a shred company who has agreed to partner with us and get this done, and it'll be a great opportunity for everyone. So if you are interested in ponying up a location, providing a location for us to come park a big shred fest, please contact me. Absolutely.
The shredder is like the size of a full-size garbage truck.
And it's really cool. If you've ever watched it, it's kind of like, I don't know.
Is it really that big? Because I was making that up.
It's pretty big. It's maybe not the one that comes out to my house. It's about the size of a dump.
You said it would shred an actual telephone book. Is that true?
Yeah.
Have you done that?
Have I done it personally? No, but I've seen other people do it.
Because I want to do that.
You just want to go out and randomly pick up phone books and throw them in there? So
yeah, that'll be cool.
It's kind of like an industrial wood chipper.
It just shoots the paper into the machine, into the truck?
Well, it's really cool. So, and for those of you who are watching, you'll get to see my hand gestures. But it comes out and it grabs the container and it lifts it up and kind of like this elevator thing, and then it dumps it into the main compartment, and then it shreds it, and you can watch it, and you can watch it get all shredded up, and then it comes back down, and they're really good about making sure that everything in there got shredded. So they open up if some paper's stuck to the side of it, they send it back up again up the little elevator, and off it goes to get shredded, and then at the end of it, you get a certificate of destruction, which is my favorite part. That
is unbelievable. With your photo and everything?
No, that would be kind of cool, though.
Framed.
That'd be kind of cool with you standing by the truck going, yay, I did my shred.
That's right.
Actually, you know what? We should do that. If you come out to the Shred Fest, we will do that. We will take pictures of you beside the Shred Fest.
And let's go ahead and have a bumper sticker made that says, I shredded my shorts with Jessica.
Jessica G and Joe.
I think that would be a good catch, a good touch there. You know what? And people are sending my Facebook, and now I can't get to it. I cannot open it up. Do you believe this? I cannot. Look.
You know what? That's actually
it's
absolutely
just spinning
perfect.
and spinning and spinning.
Well, I mean, that's perfect.
We probably have too many people uploading stuff to my Facebook.
Well, I mean, that goes back to what we were just talking about the other professional organizer that said that she keeps paper files and electronic files for 10 years. Because why? Technology is not foolproof. You're going to have problems.
But has she ever shredded her shorts with Jessica G and Joe C?
I can pretty much say she has not. Not
she's
with
never,
me.
she's never
shredded
lived.
Shorts with you.
Could have happened.
I don't know. All right, so going back over the 3 types of paper, we have our action papers, our reference papers. Good places for that are ring binders. Even if you get those plastic sheets and put those menus, your takeout menus in there, or your phone list in there, and put them right there next to the refrigerator so that you can. It's still spinning. Facebook is just spinning. I think
Facebook
it's about
is
to have
spinning.
a meltdown. But put those in a place where you can get to them quickly. And then after you've done that, you have your old files, your old tax records, 7 years, real estate documents. You need to hang on to those and then scan them and shred them. No sense in hanging on to them. So then the third type of paper.
Oh, and by the way, and now this is true, the IRS accepts scans.
Absolutely.
And stores now most stores accept scanned coupons, scanned,
right.
Places accept scanned paperwork as originals now just because of the need for more trees, the rainforest destruction.
You know what? I'd like to say that was the case, but
not.
Do you realize that the whole just between computers is that we can save on paper, we can save on, but actually because now we are able to produce it faster, we go through more paper. Like we actually go through more paper now with computers because it's easier, faster. Oh, I messed that up. I'll just print out another one. or oops, I printed out 10 by mistake because I put a 0 after there instead of just doing 1. We actually go through way more paper now as a country as a whole.
And as an organizer tip, since this is the show
That's
on
right.
organizing
The
across
only one
the
that
country,
I know of.
Be very careful if you order third-party checks, because we did that this week from Wells Fargo, and now people are calling me going, hey, your Wells Fargo didn't cash your check. So I called Wells Fargo to see who robbed my account, and they just said, hey, your checks are coming back because we switched to a different kind of magnetic ink, which nobody has. It's primary to them, and they're not taking it. Is that a desperate move to just have people buy checks from you? That sucks.
I have an issue with that. Okay, so one of the things that you can do with QuickBooks, and we're going to go off topic for a second. One of the things that you can do with QuickBooks is you can
buy checks.
Well, yes.
And print them out.
But even better,
not for Wells Fargo.
Don't do that. You can even go, if you're trying to save money, you can go to your office supply place, whether it be Staples or Office Max, and you can buy a box of blank checks. They're just, they're checks.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
No. You have to get the special magnetic ink. I'm telling you, it's not working anymore.
But wait, I got that. So not like, because it may be with Wells Fargo, but I know for a fact that we print checks. And yes, it will not go through the ATM to accept it. You have to actually go and manually deposit the check with the banker, and they have to key the numbers in. So you don't necessarily have to have the magnetic ink. Okay, so you print the checks out with regular ink, and the only difference is, let's just make sure Joe catches this. You can print it with regular ink, and the problem is it will not go through the automatic scanner. So if you're trying to deposit your checks at the ATM, it's not going to go through. But if your bank has that service where you can take the picture of it with your phone and upload it, who cares what kind of ink it's on?
Yeah, well, you know what? That was somebody from Chase, and I can't verify that because I didn't actually see them, but they said Chase is doing the same thing.
With only accepting the magnetic ink.
That's right. A special magnetic ink only put out by the Federal Reserve.
Okay, and that is, I'm not going to get on my soapbox about this. I'm really tempted, but we only have a limited amount of time on this show. I have big issues with that because, it's just gouging the small business owners.
It really is, because you can buy, 1,000 checks for $3 from some of these places, and now it's going to cost you, $128.95 or whatever.
And especially with these small companies who don't write a lot of checks. And so maybe only go through a dozen a year.
That's wrong.
It's just crazy to think that you have to spend so much on checks, which, thank God for the debit cards these days, because you can just pretty much do without checks on a lot of things.
People are just going to have to find out the banks that aren't doing that.
And
right?
I would love to hear about the banks that aren't doing it, and I would be more than happy to promote them. And you know what? I like Chase and I like Wells Fargo. I have clients that use both, and I like them both. I'm not saying that I dislike them or their practices. However, I do think that that's not necessarily looking out for their small business owners, which, that's a large majority of their customers.
And you're probably right, Dave. They will all get to doing it. They will all do it. That's probably true.
And it's just another way for them to make money. But again, it goes back to how hard is it for that teller who's sitting there, and how many times have you gotten in the bank line and it's been so backed up that you can't actually get there? But for the teller to actually key those numbers in rather than scanning it in, which is all the magnetic, the MICR ink, MICR, micro ink. That's all it's really used for, so that the machines can scan those numbers.
I'm so uptight right now. I didn't even get her name. She said Washington Mutual does not do that and will take QuickBooks and regular checks from third-party vendors.
Rock on rock.
Do they even have that in Arizona, Washington Mutual?
Oh, you know what? It got bought out by Wells Fargo, I think.
Aha! So Wells Fargo's buying them all up to do the magnetic checks.
I think the only one
they're going to spit in my account.
You're going to get off the air, and you're not going to have negative $1 million. All right, so
just to see that million, that would be all right.
Negative with all those
I'll
zeros.
cross the negative off. See,
white out. Do we get any photos uploaded yet, or is it still spinning?
I can't get to my Facebook.
Oh,
let me try again.
Sad.
Hold on.
Well, for those of you who can't get through on Facebook, feel free to
look.
It is. It's just crazy. It's
just spinning. I cannot get to it. That's an anomaly that's never ever happened to me on Facebook. But I never ask people to upload things to my Facebook. So
there you go. Well,
glad Glad you asked people to text you. Thank you.
Well, absolutely. And you can see my phone is just,
Yeah, like my Facebook.
Blow it up. So send us those pictures of your desk. I want to see what you have on there. So, okay, big bummer about the checks. That really kind of bums me out. Congratulations to Washington Mutual. You know what? I will be more than happy to send business your way just because you're supporting the small business owners, and I like that a lot. All right, so going back to, we cover the 3 different types of paper. We have your active or your action papers, your reference papers, and the last one, of course, is your trash. Hello to all you people out there who have that small, little, dainty bathroom trash can in your office, the decorative one that maybe holds, 2 gallons of water at best.
I have an actual dumpster from Right Away Disposal in my office.
Amen. You need to have, well, maybe not that big.
I hate when people go by and throw, like, chickens in it and stuff, raw chicken and stuff like that. It kind of... By Wednesday, it's starting to reek.
In your office?
Yeah.
That is pretty nasty.
You recommended not that dainty trash can I had.
No, don't get... That's just retarded. You throw 5 pieces of paper in there and it's full. Get you a trash can that's worth the money. I mean, you can go and get good-sized trash cans. Kitchen-sized trash cans are great because they can hold a lot.
I recommend a 13-gallon with drawstring.
I like the... And then they have those flex bags, that no matter how much you shove in there, it'll still hold it. So make sure that whenever you...
Look at that. Somebody actually loaded one onto the chat.
Oh, wow, this is a good one. Oh, my God.
There you are.
And there I am.
Look, there you are.
Who is that?
Nice.
We want to make sure we get him credit.
Oh, look at that desk. Looks horrendous.
Don't scare him away. We want to keep
listeners. God.
Who is that? And because they can't see what we're
He's
looking
a pig. Did I say that out loud? I'm just kidding. By the way, I really am kidding.
They have 3 monitors. Yeah, literally the desk you can barely see. I think that's wood grain underneath.
That is awesome. He wins. Does he win something?
Absolutely. But hang on. Well, I don't know. The night's not over yet. We're going to see what else we have.
Does he win a free month's consultation with you or a free year?
A year? I don't know. That's a lot of
52 weeks of Jessica for free?
Absolutely. Well, depending on if I have to fly to Tahiti or not. If they're local.
Are you local?
Yeah, we want to know.
Are you local? Dave Malton won, who uploaded that photo. Are you local?
By the way, great photo. Thank you for that. But one of the things, did you notice where his phone was? Do you know here's the thing. Are you a righty or a lefty?
Let me look again. Well, what do you think?
Well, I don't know.
I see where the phone is right there.
Okay, so it's right smack dab in the middle of the desk, right above the keypad.
That's even a better shot than the last one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like how is that Mountain Dew on the side?
Where?
The can. I like that.
Big K.
Oh, it's perfect. So they're thrifty. But they have the glass next door. They have their headphones in case they need to listen to it and it's too loud. How many mouse? I see 1, 2 mice. Not actual furry mice, but computer mouse. A bunch of blank CDs that we're not sure if they're any good or not. A bunch of cables. I have no idea what they're for. 3 monitors. We know that 2 of them work. The other one is just 4. We know that 3 of them work because they're lit up, and then there's a 4th one off to the side, and we don't know if it works.
Oh my God, there is a 4th one. I didn't even see that.
Right, and then you have the spool of CDs off to the side. First things first, take your supplies off your desk. If your supplies don't belong,
get a big stack of them and just wipe them in.
Here's how I would organize that. The very first thing I would do is take the computer components and put them aside so that you don't accidentally swipe them on the floor. And then everything else, I'd get a big plastic tub and rake everything else into a big plastic tub.
And it's so fun to have a tub party and go through tubs.
That's yep. And it's even better if you have...
You call that a hot tub party.
But scrape everything into a big plastic tub and then go through it one by one and going, okay, does this really need to be on my desk? Chances are, I would say about, 75-80% of that doesn't need to be on his desk. And it's, I don't know. What was his name again? David?
2 headshots. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
There's my desk. Yes, generic 2 headshots. It works.
Oh, the other monitor works.
Oh, I have a bedroom tub party that needs to be gone through. Where do you live, Dave? Because Jessica wants to
that's right.
Possibly give you a gift.
We'll come through and get that desk organized. And now we have before pictures. Hello, which I've been after you forever to do before pictures.
That's right.
But now we have a before picture and I can come out
don't
and
pick anything up, Dave.
No, don't touch it.
Matter of fact, throw Santan Valley.
Oh, I can do that.
It can be done.
I can do that.
Jessica can make a personal appearance out at your place and help you get that cleaned up. Would you like that?
If you'd like that, make sure you give us a full address and
These are the kind of things that happen on the O Factor.
That's perfect.
It's like meeting someone at Home Depot going, you want your yard redone? Come on, let's do it.
That would be so cool. We should do that. We should just randomly show up at
Organizing crashers.
We should show up.
The organizers. We'll just have black shirts that have a big white O on the front. With a cape.
With a cape.
with a cape.
With a big O on the cape.
When you see us flying through Walmart with the O and the cape,
we should totally
hope we stop you.
You should totally.
Hope we stop you.
Watch out! That's coming to you in 2013.
I'm buying the .com right now.
Okay, one thing I want to make sure that I get in before we wrap up our show today. Did you know that mail, on average, the average person spends 8 months in a lifetime opening mail? 8 months in an average lifetime, just opening mail. That we get 300 pieces of junk mail per man, woman, and child. 300 pieces. So I have a 4-year-old in my house, and that's included in the statistic. Like she gets 300 pieces of junk mail, and she's 4.
I know this is true because when I cleaned my desk, I spent 8 months just opening up the unopened envelopes.
I would just to see what's on it, to see if it's worth it. But
right.
I mean, we spend on average, according to the statistics, about 8 months in a lifetime just opening mail. And so there's a lot of things that just, if you would just handle your mail. So here's some tips real quick while you work out whether or not I'm going to go visit this guy and get his desk organized. Here's some tips for handling your mail. Number 1, whenever you get it from the mailbox, have a designated place for it, because not everybody, if you have a household of 3, your children may be picking up the mail for you, your husband or your wife may be doing it, but make sure that it always goes in the same spot. And then when you open it, I would highly suggest that you actually open it standing over the trash can, so that if you see it, or actually, I retract that, standing over your shredding, because if it has your information in it, if it has your address, do you know how you get those free credit card offers? Those things need to be shredded. Don't just throw them in your trash. That's how identity theft comes along. So when you go to open them, stand over your shred pile and just open it, and you can sort it like to be dealt with, to be shredded. And then last but hold on to that thought, I can see it's really getting you, so hang on to it. Here's a really cool website that if you want to get rid of your junk mail, like if you are tired of getting junk mail in your mailbox, jot this down. It's 41pounds.org. It's 41pounds.org, and 41 pounds represents the volume of junk mail that people get. And this company, for 5 years, $41 for 5 years, they will reduce your junk mail that you get into your mailbox at home or at
you
your
have to pay for it.
It's $41 for 5 years. This service is for 5 years. You pay $41 for 5 years, and they claim, go to their website and you can pull it up, they claim that they are going to reduce your junk mail by 80%.
What, do they come and steal your stuff?
That's fine with me if I don't have to sit there and open it and go through it and shred it. And actually, no, they do it the right way. They contact the people that are sending it. They go through the list. There's actually
for $41 for 5 years.
For 5 years.
Come on.
That's worth it.
There must be a list that they type in your name and go, thanks for the $41.
No, go check them out. They're pretty legit.
All right.
Go check it out.
The guy that called in was really serious when he asked this.
Okay.
He really wants to know what size trash can you recommend for his office.
Well, I mean, it depends on how big his desk is. Ideally, you want something that's not going to be in your walking path, so it depends on the height of your desk.
And remember, it's not the size of your desk that matters. It's how organized you keep it.
13 gallons is probably the lowest I would go.
No lower than 13.
No lower than 13.
Because if you've got 3 of those 5-gallon water buckets and they all dump at once, take that trash can and put them underneath.
Well, if you have your feng shui thing going on, you may have a lot more. Yeah, your water.
Yeah,
fire.
That's true. Forget that statement.
Yeah, I would not go under a 13-gallon.
I would go with the 33-gallon slimline blue recyclable if I were you.
With the flip lid.
Home Depot, $88.95.
When you step on it, the lid flips up.
That's correct. And I'd go to Costco and I'd get the trash cans with the odor, with the flex bags with the odor savers in them.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on.
I'm not kidding. I would do that.
No, I do that.
That would be what I would get. All right, one last...
This guy says he needs a 55-gallon at his desk.
Well, if you have that much trash, you definitely need to sign up for my services. We need to start getting some of that dwindled down so you don't have to deal with it on a regular basis. Also, under the mail, I have one last little piece for you. It's email. I know, I got stuck on that. That's kind of funny. Email is another one of those things that we can spend hours and hours at our desk going through and deleting. How much junk email do you think you get in a day?
I get 1,185 minimum.
It's retarded.
1,185 pieces of junk email.
And so what do you do with it?
I print them all out and go through them.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
No wonder you need a 55-gallon drum at your desk for your trash.
I have it go into a spam thing, which I check once in a while. That's how I miss my important email.
Right.
It really sucks.
Right. And that's so.
Do you have a solution for that?
I actually, the one thing that I like to do is, you know how you get those. You're just trying to get some information. All you want is a price quote, and they want you to plug in your email address. And they sell your list
to 200 people.
So give them. Here's my favorite.
Fake info.
Give them a fake email address. You have to actually register it because somehow they know. Most of the time, they know that it's a fake email address if it's not like if you don't actually have it set up. But I have an email address that I only give out to things that I know I absolutely don't want to read. And so it's like, this will be trashed at gmail.com and that's the email I give out. And so whenever I go to fill in a survey or whatever that I know that I don't want their information, I give out that junk email, and then I just open it up once a week, pretty much delete everything in there, and it's done. So it doesn't get intermixed with my business stuff.
That works also for phone calls. When people call you, like when I get calls regularly and I'm just guessing it's somebody I don't want to talk to, they'll be like, who is this? I'll be like, my name is Fred. No, I really do. They go, Fred, is Joe there? I'm like, nope, he's in Antarctica till next 2 weeks from Thursday, and then he's immediately going there to the South Pole for another month.
The third Thursday of the week.
Right.
Yeah. I know a lot of business owners that do that. They'll screen their calls. They're pretending like their secretary. Hello, this is so-and-so's office. May I help you?
They actually do the feminine voice and all?
Absolutely. Even the guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then they like, oh, yeah, they're in. Just give me 1 second. Hello. It's really great. It's really great.
You know what? I think we've all done that.
Everybody has. Don't even pretend like you haven't.
I do it every day.
But what's embarrassing is like when you know that person does it to you and you're faking it. And so it's like,
no, it's even more embarrassing when you do it and you're wearing high heels and you're a guy.
And you're fishnecks.
And you're alone. So that's the weirdest part.
All right. So do we get any more photos in? I'm dying to know.
I can't get my Facebook to come up.
Okay. So I guess Santan
I think
Valley
you blew up
wins.
my Facebook. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Let's try one more time.
Let's try one more time to see if there's anything out there.
You blew up my Facebook.
I did. I would like to say that I have accomplished something that no other radio show host has done. I have officially blocked.
I'm unliking your website now.
Whatever. I don't believe you for 1 minute. You want that stuff organized, and you're going to keep it that way.
I really do.
Hey, let me tell you about next week's show.
Who's your guest?
John Condasso. He's with.
No way.
Yep. John Condasso. He's with AAA Auto. You've probably seen him. He's done a lot.
He towed me once.
No, he wouldn't have been that guy. But he's been on TV several times talking about making sure that you have the coverage that you need. But you know why
he's the spokesperson for AAA, right?
Mm-hmm. But do you know why I have him on? Do you know what next week's show is about?
No.
I am so psyched. Next week's show is called, I have affectionately dubbed it, To Hell in a Handbasket. And this is getting yourself organized for when things go really bad.
We're going to need a minister here for that show, I'm pretty sure.
We're all wearing black.
Do we have any ministers out there that can Whoa, that just scares me, that picture. That can come out and stand in for this show, Hell in a Handbasket.
Hell in a Handbasket, yep.
I've got 3 witches, actual witches coming in for that show.
Fantastic. Bring it, because I am going to be all organized. We're going to be talking about getting yourself organized for when things go bad. And I'm not talking like, oops, I spilled some grape juice on my report for school. I'm talking like house burning to the ground bad. Oops.
Something that DD7 is not going to clean up.
That's right. So I'm talking about how do you get yourself organized so that when those things happen, it doesn't completely take you out. So whether it be, making sure that your house is having your documents for your house. So if somebody comes in and steals your TV, your stereo, and all that good stuff, what do you do about it? So I have John, the insurance guy, is going to tell me, hey, look, this is what the insurance is going to require. And so we're going to talk about how do you get that organized.
Like how deep to put the body and stuff. Right?
Well, we have an investigator for that. And then also on the business side, a lot of businesses, if something should happen and their business should burn to the ground, they're out of business. And
God.
Yeah. Something to think about. So do you have yourself set up so that if something terrible should happen, you at least have a plan?
You should have a whole panel of insurance people and all kinds of for that show.
I only have an hour, so I got the best one I can. I got the most qualified person, because really insurance is your best coverage.
Do you ready people up for the Homeland Holocaust? We have somebody out there that'd like to know. For the Homeland Holocaust, when the zombies are going to attack the end of the world stuff, end of November.
I'm a big zombie person.
Have you ever seen the movie Revolution?
Yes, I watch it all the time. I love that show.
It scares the crap out of me.
I like it. Also a big fan of
Sons of Anarchy.
No, actually, I haven't seen that one.
I know you've seen
Walking Dead
and Terra Nova.
I haven't haven't seen Terra Nova.
What is wrong with you?
It's going to be on my Hulu queue real soon. By the way, did you check out Hulu?
I watch Hulu Plus every day now. Thank you.
Did you? No kidding.
Oh, I swear. Love it.
Oh, I should have sent you a referral. I could have gotten some free
I put
Hulu
your name
stuff.
down.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Super Score. I got to go
Super
check that
Score.
out. All right. So, everybody, next week's show is October the 30th, just in time for Halloween. And make sure you come with all your disaster stories. I want to hear about them. If you want to send them ahead of time, you can always email me, and I'll read them over the air. If they're G-rated, we'll read them over the air, and that is personalconsultants with an S at q.com. Or you can text organize to 55958, and I have my email information there, just in case you forget. Or you can always give me a call at my office. That number is 480-382-5571.
I'm having a hot flash.
Well, it's because your air conditioner is scheduled to turn off a few hours ago.
You know what? You're right.
And we complain about this every week.
We need to fix that
never do anything
right away,
because
right now it's at least 73.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to having you again next week. Make sure you call in, send those pictures in. And, oh, wait, real quick. Did we get a contact information?
Dave out there, if you're still listening, make sure you email me your contact info so I can email it to Jessica so she can come out.
Making a guest appearance at Dave's house.
That's right. We're going to do a remote from Dave's place.
Oh.
Wow.
Cameras and everything?
Oh, yeah. Why not?
We should, bum rush him with the cameras. What's that show they did?
He's sending it to Joe at KQCK Live.
Sweet. Yay. Do we have a call coming in? No? Okay.
I'm not answering it, though.
Oh, it might be really good.
It might not be, though.
But it might be.
They hung up. That's why. I didn't get it quick enough. Sorry.
All right. Anyway. All right, everyone. Be sure to tune in next week when we have To Hell in a Handbasket with my special guest, John Condasso with AAA Insurance. Be sure to send me any questions, photos, comments, and I want to hear your horror stories telling about your trick-or-treating gone bad. Make sure you send it to me. You can call me, 480-382-5571. Email me, personalconsultants@q.com, or you can always blow up Joe's Facebook page. Yay! Thanks again, and be sure to listen next week.
Are you experiencing computer problems? Is your computer running slow, bogged down with viruses and spyware? You need a reliable and knowledgeable, trustworthy computer service company. Contact Computers, Networks, and More, located